1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to Muscle Memory Podcast. This podcast is to help you students remember the muscles for each unit. But not only that, it is to help you utilize this knowledge to improve your fitness and skill level. Listening to the podcast could be a great way for you to review for the muscles when studying for either tests and or quizzes. First and foremost, the study of skeletal voluntary muscles is called myology, and we will be studying the skeletal muscles of our bodies. The functions of muscles do not only assist in locomotion, which is movement, but they assist our bodies in posture, breathing, eating, talking, eye movements, and venous return, which is when muscles assist in taking the blood back to the heart. There are about 600 muscles in the human body. Today we will be discussing 8 muscles, which are a part of the superior limb and the thorax. I will mention some of the origins and insertions, but they will not be necessary for you to memorize for the quiz or tests. But you will be responsible for the name and location for all the muscles discussed in class and on the Muscle Memory podcasts. We will be going over the 8 following muscles: deltoideus muscle, biceps brachii muscle, triceps brachii muscle, pectoralis major muscle, pectoralis minor muscle, latissimus dorsi muscle, trapezius muscle, and serratus anterior muscle. The deltoideus muscle, aka the deltoid muscle, is commonly known as one of the shoulder muscles. It originates on the scapula and clavicle and inserts on the humerus. Its action is to flex, extend, and or rotate the arm, but mostly the deltoid muscle abducts the arm, which we do when lifting weights. The biceps brachii muscle is commonly known as the bicep. The bicep brachii is made of 2 heads, which is why it is named the bicep brachii, because bi means 2. It originates on the scapula and inserts on the radius. The most common action of this muscle is to flex the elbow, which allows us to perform a bicep curl. The triceps brachii muscle is commonly known as the tricep. The triceps brachii is made up of 3 heads, because tri means 3 in Latin. It originates on the scapula and humerus and inserts on the ulna. The main action of this muscle is to extend the elbow, which allows us to perform the tricep press. The pectoralis major muscle is also called the pec muscle. It originates on the clavicle, sternum, and first 6 ribs, and then inserts on the humerus. This muscle's main action is to flex the shoulder joint and adduct the arm. For example, we use this muscle when performing a push-up. Now, the pectoralis minor muscle originates only on the first 3 ribs and inserts on the scapula. Its function is to assist with drawing the scapula forward and down, and also elevates the ribs. By elevating the ribs, it helps us to breathe. The latissimus dorsi muscle is also known as the larger back muscle. Sometimes, if they get large enough, it can make people look like they have wings. It originates on the vertebrae of the spine and inserts on the humerus. Its actions are to rotate, adduct, and extend the shoulder joint. This muscle assists us in many ways. We use it when we do pull-ups and also rows. The trapezius muscle is also known as the traps. This muscle reminds me of the character in Hunchback of Notre Dame. It originates on the back of the head and vertebrae of the spine and inserts on the scapula and clavicle. Its responsibility is to move the head back and forth or side to side and to rotate the scapula. The serratus anterior muscle gets mistaken as ribs. It originates on the ribs and inserts on the scapula. Its purpose is to rotate the scapula and elevate the ribs, which assists us in breathing, just like the pectoralis minor muscle does. This podcast is intended to help you remember your muscles and for you to utilize this knowledge to improve your fitness and skill level. I encourage you to share the information that you have learned throughout this podcast and help others learn about their own bodies. Go to a gym or to the city rec center and talk to people about what you have learned. Remember, the more you teach, the more you know.
1, 2, 3, 4.